consulting, true blue consulting firms, how do they take, market insights to the next level, so that, you just don't look at it as a one time, pay range kind of an exercise, and look at a more of a continuing ongoing advisory, which is what I think clients now start expecting.
I think I've forever been experiencing that the on-ground reality versus the point-in-time reports that we get are very different, and more so in the past 2 years, wherein data, people, everything has been shifting like crazy. There's been a war, and how. So one thing that I'm looking at is how can I marry what the talent acquisition experience is, on ground at that particular point in time, versus what the consulting firms eventually give to us, once a year, maybe twice a year, right? There are companies that they collect payrolls, they will do their, reporting, etc. But really, as you rightly said, these are static ranges in today's world. Can we have dynamic ranges? Again, responsibility is going to be shared, wherein organizations are equally, participative. But can we leverage employees like a Glassdoor has ratings, right? Can I pick information from employees? Can I marry that with company data, organizational data, and check for reality? Because when I am hiring, I'm not hiring that pay range. I'm not hiring a person in that pay range. I'm actually hiring the best of the lot out there. And those pay ranges today become obsolete for me. I rarely use them, to be honest. Okay. So that's one, Varun. The second thing that my expectation from consulting again is, gig. I think it's going to take some time for consulting firms to really give us this data. But it will be a good start if the consulting firms start to collect that data and really, even in early stages, throw it back to us, saying here is, how not what organizational models are, but really the actual salary data is what I'm talking about, or the stipend data, or on an ongoing basis, if we can manage that, not as campus reports.
I think for the consulting partners to implement these, again, they would need very good technology for themselves, While the current benchmarking report is again very manual driven, right? We all collect payrolls and we put it on Excel and derive the ranges. If I have to manage a gig workforce or compensation or total rewards for gig, or the earlier where you want more of a real time view of salaries rather than 6 months ago or 1 year ago, it can't be done by collection of payroll, because you can't keep collecting payrolls every month or every week, right? Nobody has bandwidth. So how do we have a platform or a tech platform which I think the consulting players can use, and some kind of API integration with your HRMS, where as soon as you have revised employee data, automatically it gets built into the comp platform of these companies, and then they say, okay, from last month to this month, salaries have moved by 5% or 10%, and then okay, maybe it's time for me to relook at my internal data.
We already had so much of reservation just sharing those payrolls, right? Having an API integration, I think it's going to be a long way coming. But as I said, we can look at that data. Okay, look at a point in time 6 monthly data. But can we really do a reality check using the employees who've left?
Yeah.
Employees, that's what is the real-time data for me. That's my market data, today's market data. And that is not going to come from your organizational API integrations, for sure.
People have become very intelligent today, right? While we go back to them with the market data, they've already searched the internet. It's the boon and bane of our existence, right? The population today is much more smarter than probably what we were a couple of years down the line, right? So they are aware of platforms and they are aware of things like Glassdoor and Indeed and areas like that. And they go and then research, and that's how they come back and counter you, right? Like this is what is being paid, right? I have my sources of information. So I agree with Priyambi. Any which ways comp is so confidential. Having an API, I don't know how soon we'll be able to do that, but probably data mining from some of these sites, right? Because they get constantly updated. You update your salary in Naukri.com and Indeed and things like that, right? So that's one source of information, because real-time data is a problem, and definitely once in a year is not cutting it, especially with the kind of volatility our world is looking at, right? So once in a year data becomes very, very difficult to even sell to the business today. And then from day 1 to day 10, the market realities change. So I think that's the internet, the place where our candidates are going and researching, we definitely need to leverage that. And the other, I think, is we need to evolve. Based on what I've seen, even in the ITS industry, the specializations are evolving like crazy. Gone are the times when you had broader roles, right? Now business is looking at granularity of data. What kind of role is more relevant to me? Gone are the days when, a 60-70% match used to cut it for them. Now they are looking for people who have specialization. These people demand money, and our benchmarking frameworks are still to evolve to that level as to how the market is evolving, the skill sets are evolving. So that's I think the second part of it, where we need to probably look at more granularity. And I think that especially with the kind of cost advantage we have in India, a lot of global organizations have started having their global roles based out of India, which means that a person sitting in India is handling a team in Philippines, in US, in UK, and tons of other geographies. But are we there yet? Are we evolved in the sense of capturing those kind of roles in the market as well? This whole globalization has expanded the talent in India and the kind of opportunities that they are getting. And, companies are more than willing to exploit that. So are we in line with building up the roles? Are we doing that? So that's the third. And last but not the least, which I've personally struggled with, is one global database, especially when it comes to a lot of the European regions, right? We still have a long way to go when it comes to the data there. We still struggle with that. And I think there is where we end up either, going by the recruiters or our vendor partners or smaller organizations who do more like a local surveys, right? So that's the other part that I have personally experienced.
If I were a rewards consultant, now the tables have turned. And now I think, imagining myself in the rewards professional, chair, I think I really expect, rewards consultants to provide insights. What I'm really expecting rewards consultant is to be my conscience keepers in terms of my decision making. And also, for example, if there is something I want to build a future ready rewards vertical, I should be aware of what's happening across the globe, what kind of trends are coming across the globe. So, for example, if there is, today, an ESOP philosophy which I want to build for the organization, and we built, a great ESOP philosophy, I would want to understand, looking at, all the human resources, trends, etc., what's going to hold us, what are some of the trends which are coming from a future of rewards, future of work perspective, and how it's going to impact rewards. So I really want my rewards consultants to be my trusted advisors. And that's where I think, they can build a lot of connect with their stakeholders in the rewards community and within their clients at large.
The world has evolved, right? And it's not that our partners haven't done anything. So it's not that, it's that there is a lot more that can be done, especially considering the world is changing at a fast pace.